Well, Jenda, am I pronouncing your name right?
No, actually it's Jenda.
Yenda. Okay.
Or
Yenda.
and just like a nickname, it's Jan, like
Okay.
my regular name, Jan.
So we,
Yeah.
we have a mutual friend named Christina who's the one
Hmm.
that put us in touch.
Yeah.
She didn't call your name Yenda. She called you Oily Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what? How did you get the name Oily Boy? What's the story there?
It's actually my trail name, which I got on the PCT, which I hiked last year.
Okay. The
And
PTC. I'm not familiar with that.
PCT, it's a Pacific Crest Trail.
Okay. Where is that?
It's in US. It's like a hike, long distance hike.
Is it like California,
Canada.
Washington State?
Yeah, Washington, Oregon, and California. It's
Okay.
from border from Canada to Mexico.
How many miles is it?
2,650.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
4 months.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And you did that last year?
Yeah, last summer.
How many people did you do it with?
Well, I started alone, but I met some like people on the trail.
Okay.
I become friends with, and there's many people hiking this trail every year.
Okay,
So
so
just
it's a
met
it's a
someone.
common thing to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is there any other trail that's longer? Is this the biggest one in the world?
Not sure if in the world, but in US there are like 3 hikes: Appalachian Trail, Continental Divide Trail, and the PCT. Yeah,
Okay, PTC. So it
PCT.
was walking with a backpack and like
Yeah, just hiking. Yeah.
for weeks on end. How
Mhm.
many hours a day would you walk?
Well, you just start. You wake up. You just have some fast breakfast, and you just start hiking.
Yeah.
Then just some breaks, or get find some water or food, and then just continue hiking and hiking, and then you hit the campsite and just pitch your tent and go to
Yeah.
bed. So basically, whole day.
And what about when you run out of supplies? Like you said, was it 4 months? Like, are you
Hmm.
stopping and finding food to
Yeah,
yeah,
there are some like resupply points when you're crossing a road, or like there is some other possibility to get to town or something. So you just get off the trail, get your food, and get back on trail.
mm.
Yeah,
And I'm guessing you met people along the way. They're probably from all over the world, right? That you ran into.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, was there any other point you're going through it and you're thinking, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I want to go home. Or were you loving every minute of it?
No, I wasn't loving every minute, but there was like no point. I was like, screw it, I'm going home.
Yeah,
No, it was nothing like that.
got it.
There was some like up and downs, but
Yeah,
like it was something I like was about to do, and I was aiming for
you were going to
finishing.
stick with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Um, what, you talked about it wasn't amazing the whole time. Like, talk to me about like a moment where you were like, this was really tough. Like, was it some weather? Did you have anything that needed to work equipment wise that didn't work? Like, what was one of the toughest moments
Oh.
or a couple?
Yeah. One of the strongest moment was in the desert when like there was no water source. I could get water, and it was so hot, like warm temperature. So it was like just it was hard to get up again after a break and start hiking again.
Yeah.
And
And
I think it was the thing that I was hiking this part by myself, that there was like no other people I met. So maybe also that.
so
Yeah,
that point when you were in the desert, were you with other people at that point or were you completely by yourself?
yeah, completely by myself.
Oh my goodness. So that you're in the desert, you're by yourself. You're probably in the middle of nowhere. You don't necessarily have enough water. It's hot.
Yeah.
Uh, it must be completely silent out there. Is it like unlike anything in the city? Like I can't even imagine. I haven't been in that type of situation, but like um,
Yeah.
it must be surreal where you're just like out there by yourself, and I don't know, like, is there any way to put it into words what that feels like? It's got to be like almost spiritual in some way.
Not really, because
No.
the thoughts I was having, or most hikers, as I've been speaking to, it's like just trying to solve the basic things, like where to get water, where to get food, or how far I'm gonna go.
Okay.
And like, I think the like more spiritual, or the thoughts come after the hike, or after you finish. Then you just realize that you've been focusing on some like basic things, and not the regular things you're focusing in real life.
Right. So it sounds like it was a lot of just, you're focused on survival. That's what it comes down to. Like you're focused on rest and food and getting the next step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't say survival, but it's like you just have in your head, like, when I'm gonna be in a town, I'm just gonna eat 8 burgers and like so many fries and everything.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because you don't know when next time you might have it. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
making up for it like a camel, right?
yeah, something like
Storing
that.
it up. Um, wow, that's amazing. Was this summertime that you did this? So,
Yeah, I
okay.
started in the end of June and finish by 4 months. It's in
What is the
November.
starting point? It's in Washington State.
Yeah, in Washington State.
What part of Washington?
Um, there's like no road or anything. The closest village is Mazama village, and
Okay.
then you have to like go. It's like 10 miles by some dirt road, and then there's Hard Pass, which is like the closest point to the border, and then you have to go 30 miles to get to the border, and then you can actually start going the other way.
I
Start
see.
hiking Sandpoint.
And what about the end point? It was somewhere, was it in California?
Yeah, it's close, or small town next to it. It's called Campo.
Okay.
It's
Campo.
like
Is that
it's like 1 hour and a half from San Diego.
okay? Close to San Diego. So almost to the Mexican border.
Yeah, well, actually, and it's exactly on the border. Then you can
Okay.
see the fence and everything.
Okay. So it's kind of Canada border to Mexico border is the
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's 2,000 plus miles, huh? Wow.
2,600 something. Yeah.
2,600?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think 2,653, something like that. But
2,653. I want to write that down so I can remember. That is incredible. What about a highlight? Like, was there a moment when you think back on the experience where like, this was absolutely amazing. This is an experience that I won't forget about, that I'll take with me, that made it maybe the whole trip worth it. Like what stands out to you?
I think nature, like the views and like the whole scale of the forest and the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like outrageous.
Yeah. Um, did did you run into any wildlife that like was there anything like I don't know, I can't even think of the right like bears or like wolves, or
Yeah,
I don't even know what's out there, but if you're out there in the wilderness, I'm imagining
yeah,
you might have crossed some animals. Did you?
yeah. I met a bear.
Okay.
I think it was like black bear. He was like more scared than I was, so he just ran away.
Okay. Hmm.
Then several rattlesnakes.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. I didn't like them at all.
Did you had you taken any kind of like a class or read anything online to know that like if I come in contact with like a rattlesnake, like
Mhm.
I know I need to avoid them, or if I got bit by someone, I would know what I need to do. Like did you do any of that, or were you just like I'm gonna avoid anything that comes near me?
I just know that he's also like shy, or like afraid of, or he's
Okay,
avoiding like any other contact. So the basic thing was just not step on him, because otherwise he's like might
gonna get
attack you.
mad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just trying to watch my steps.
How close did you get? Is it
To the snake.
Yeah.
It was like 1 meter, 2 meter, which is
Okay.
like,
Very close.
yeah, it's like close.
Yeah. Mm. And what about the bear? Was that like right near you as well?
Yeah, it was like 7 meters, 8 meters.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I also saw some tarantulas.
Okay. That doesn't
Yeah,
sound fun either.
no, I didn't expect them. I expected the rattlesnakes and the bears, but not the spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sleeping, did you have a tent that you would set up, or would you sleep in a
yeah,
sleep? Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I had my tent. It was like ultralight tent.
Okay.
Most of the time, I just set up like the mesh of the tent without the top layer.
And then that kind of created some protection, I'm guessing, from.
Yeah.
Nice. What about like, did you find rivers to like bathe in? Like, how did you go about things like brushing your teeth or anything? Do you just say I'm gonna deal with that after I finish, or did you like use water you came across?
Um, I kind of lost the signal when you were asking
Oh,
me.
I was saying like when it
Mhm.
came to like bathing or something, did you use rivers that you came across
Yeah.
to go into to clean or anything like that?
Well, at the beginning, it was like, and every stop I was in town, I was taking shower and doing my laundry and everything. But after like a few miles or like 300 miles I hiked, I was like, there's no point of like doing laundry when
Yeah.
I'm gonna get dirty again in a few hours. So
So you
it
just
was like, yeah, it was like at the end it was like nothing really. I don't know how to say it. But yeah,
at
it
the end
wasn't
you
like,
were ready. You needed to do some laundry pretty bad.
yeah,
Your
yeah,
hair must have grown out in your beard. I don't. Did you? Do you usually
yeah.
have a beard?
I didn't have it before that long,
Okay.
but after I finished, I made a mustache and I just like probably like this way. Yeah.
Nice. Um, so is this the first time you did anything like this, or were there other trails in other parts of the world? Anything like?
No, no, it was the first time.
Do you want to do another one somewhere else, or is that
Oh, I would love to because yeah, but maybe not outside of my country, but
okay?
something like in my country. Or something like that.
Okay.
But the problem is that the Czech Republic is quite super small, so I just need to like go around to make something
Go
like
in
this.
circles.
Yeah,
Nice. So you're in a town called Pilsen. Is that how do you say it?
yeah, it's very close to where. Well, actually, I'm living in a small village which is close to the Pilsen. Yeah,
Okay. And
but maybe it's not. You know the Pilsner beer.
yes.
Yeah, that's named after this town, this city.
Oh, so that's where it started.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing history. Um, that makes it easy to remember. Is the village you're in? Is that where you grew up?
Yeah.
Okay. How big are we talking? Are we talking a few hundred people or a few thousand people?
I think they have like we have 1,700
Okay.
population. Something like that.
Do you have family there?
Yeah, my
Okay.
parents.
What? So I haven't traveled too much in Europe.
Mhm.
Like, what is like like maybe you wouldn't mind sharing like what the main type of work that people do. Like, what do you do for income?
Well, I'm a civil engineer
Okay.
in road structures,
Okay.
so I work in this field.
Okay. Working in construction and building then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm. Um, so if myself or anyone who watched this were to
Mhm.
come and visit in the Pilsen region or even in the village you're at, like, is there anything that you would say, um, this is like a tourist attraction of like, you should eat this food or you should have this, go to this brewery because that's where the Pilsner came from.
Yeah,
Like, is there anything you'd say you'd recommend that they do or see?
yeah. Definitely the brewery, the Pilsen brewery. That's like the highlight, I guess,
Yeah.
for the Pilsen. Yeah,
What's the name of it?
Pilsner Urquell.
Okay. It's in the
Yeah,
town of Pilsen.
Yeah, it's in the city center actually. You can just
Okay.
like go
It's a
there.
big thing then probably, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably draws a lot of people.
yeah.
Hmm. Wow. How are things going with like what's going on in the world right now with this COVID thing? Like how has your town or has the Czech Republic been impacted in a big
Yeah,
or small way?
it was impacted quite a lot. We had some like big restrictions from the beginning, trying to like lower the infection and everything. It was like funny because we were not allowed to go outside without a face mask,
Hmm.
but you couldn't get any face masks like anywhere in the store because they're like out of stock of everything.
Hmm.
So everybody was just sewing their own face masks. Even the hospitals, they didn't have enough supplies and everything, so it's quite bad. But yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of places in the world, I'm in the city of Seattle in the US, which you've been out here, so you
oh,
probably know that.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, and I think that has been pretty common all over the place, unfortunately. It's been um, quite a historic thing. I don't think anyone alive, unless you're
yeah,
over 100 years old and you've lived through some big wars, have really gone through anything like this before.
yeah.
Um, have the cases in the Czech gone down at all? Are things getting better, or are they
Yeah.
still? Yeah.
Now it's like better. Well, at the top of the curve, or what was it? It was
Yeah.
like several hundreds a day, but now it's like just 20 a day new
Okay.
cases.
So it's
So it's
getting a
getting,
lot better.
we
Yeah.
can go outside finally and like do stuff.
Oh, they allow everyone to go outside now?
Yeah,
Okay. How long was the period? Was it about a month where could you go to get groceries and things like that? Or were you
yeah. There are just grocery, pharmacy, and some basic shops were open.
okay, just
Otherwise,
essential
yeah,
things, yeah.
yeah.
Same as out here. It's still the same in Seattle.
Mm.
All the restaurants are, well, some restaurants are open, but most businesses are closed except for grocery stores and pharmacies and
Mm.
things, obviously anything
Yeah.
medical related. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just a mess because the government says that this is gonna be closed, and like a few hours later they change it to some other date, and like no really didn't know what's happening or what's gonna be open.
Mm.
Now they are releasing it quite a bit, but like they say one day that they're gonna open tomorrow, and then tomorrow it's like, oh no, we changed our mind and it's gonna be
Oh.
next week, and it's just like a mess.
Mm. Um, well, I had one question. I lost my train of thought. Have there been any protests in the U.S.? You have people wanting to get back to work who haven't been able to work, so they're like, open up the businesses again. Was there, or is there anything like that in your
So,
country? Yeah.
um, I don't know about that.
No,
Like,
not
no protests.
okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, I
No,
mean,
there are like
yeah.
the people which like working on their own, but they were forced to close the shops or something. They're like mad that they can't work, but I don't think there are some like protests or something.
Hmm. Well, hopefully, we're moving past it as a whole world,
Yeah.
and it's not something that will come back. But and hopefully there's some vaccine developed that everyone can get access to. Uh, yeah. Um, so the story of Oily Boy, I wanted to come back to that, and I know where it came from, but like, who gave it to you? Was that a name you gave to yourself, or did someone?
You can't get to yourself a trail name. That's like cheating.
Okay.
You have to deserve it somewhere somehow.
Got it. So I'm guessing, did it have anything to do with you not having done laundry for 3 months and people were like,
No,
maybe something
it
like
was just like I had in each resupply some olive oil, so I was just eating every food with olive oil because there's lots of calories you need.
mm,
And I took some granola bars and I was just like dipping it in the oil, and like the friends were like, "Oh, it's gross."
I
So
see.
yeah, this
Amazing.
is the part, and the other part is that my surname in Czech must mean it's oily. Actually,
Oh,
what it means.
perfect.
So it was like match.
Perfect. Perfect. One last question that I had for you, to go back to your trail travels, because it's so interesting. You said you met some people.
Mhm.
Was there anyone that you met along the way that you found most interesting, or yeah, like that you came across and um, yeah, that you found interesting? And did you hike with them for a while, or was it just a conversation or a meal you shared and you went on your way?
There was like both. There were like I met some super cool people I was hiking with, like the most of the way. But there are some people when I was hiking by myself that I just met. I say hi
Okay,
and like nothing more.
that was it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It was fun talking with you. What was it? It's evening in your town right now, right? Late in the evening. Oh, did I lose you?
No. Is it?
Oh, now you're back.
Yeah, nothing.
I lost you for a second. Yeah, it's evening time, right? Was it 9 o'clock?
Yeah, 8:30. Yeah,
8:30. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's about 11:30 here, so 8 or so hour
Mm,
difference.
yeah.
Well, I'm super happy that Christina put us in touch, and thank you for chatting with me, and thank you for being a part of
Yeah,
this. It was
yeah,
very interesting learning about your
yeah.
trail journey. That I don't think I'll ever meet anyone else who's accomplished something like that. So it was fun.
Christy, I was thinking about it, so maybe she will. Mm,
Okay, sounds good. Well, anyways, have a great rest of your day, and thank you again for talking.
yeah, thank
Okay,
you as well.
take
Take
care.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye.